Wow, I can't believe how these turned out. As you can see, they're dried milkshake bites, and that's the whole point of developing a freeze-dried recipe. The recipe is what type of application do you want it to be in terms of resell if you're starting a business. If you're just doing this for fun, then you can try different things. But if you were gonna sell these milkshake bites, what we wanna test is one, what does the end result look like? It's dried, and we're gonna try it as an actual snackable, dried, freeze-dried product. And then we're also going to put it back in the glass and add some water to reconstitute it so that if we wanted to sell this as an on-the-go milkshake, then all we'd market it as is we have these dried milkshake bites, or we have it as a powder. You add it to the glass and then you pour the milk in or pour the water in, and you can have a milkshake on the go. So that's the application. Why would you freeze dry milkshakes? For one, it's fun. This is gonna be kind of a new product for someone to try. And I don't care if other people explore doing this as well, but it's kind of like the freeze-dried candy aspect. There's a lot of people freeze-drying candy. Maybe I'm gonna be the first one to freeze-dry milkshake bites and have that as a sellable product. And if other people wanna try different flavors, if other people wanna try different wafers that are thinner versus these thicker pieces, if they wanna do, actual squares or different formations, then that's perfectly fine. Again, the idea of starting a freeze-drying business is using the process to create something new that is your own brand. All right, let's do reconstitution for these milkshake bites. So with anything that's freeze-dried, you're removing the water from the product of whatever you put in there. So we know we've removed all the milk, the water, everything from the recipe. So what we can do now is do an application of reconstitution. And what we know right now is that I did, except for the bite that I took for the taste test, we know that this was a full glass of fresh chocolate milkshake. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put all of these cubes back into the glass. All right, I wasn't able to put all of it in there, but I'll slowly add it in there. But let's just take some of these out for now and we'll start mixing it up a little bit. So let's go ahead and just put, a fourth cup. You can be a lot more precise with reconstitution by weighing these cubes before and after and having a really good idea. And that's what I would suggest if you're going to start a freeze drying business exploring this type of product, is with anything that you're going to research in your home freeze dryer, definitely kind of look at what the weight is prior and what the weight is in net result. That'll help you both in knowing that it's completely dry, and then number two is you'll be able to know how to reconstitute it exactly the way the water that you took out of it, because the water is going to weigh a certain amount before, and then you'll be able to add the same amount back in. You always want to kind of explore. So this is part of the experimentation of different products. So we're doing a fourth of a cup that we're going to add into the glass, and I'm going to do a little bit more. I'm just going to go with a half cup. So 2 1/4 cups. I'm going to pour it into the glass. It's already kind of melting down, as you can see in here. Yeah, see this? Watch this, look. It's actually like melting down into the water, reconstituting. That means that it was dry and now it's just soaking up that moisture. That's great. Now, as you can see though too, look how much smaller the total volume of the milkshake is, just with the water and also this. So I think what was kind of removed during the freeze drying process was obviously the water, and also probably a little bit of the fats and things like that that made it a little bit more dense with the ice cream and the chocolate syrup, things like that we put in there. So as you can see, it's almost half. So you'd have to probably freeze dry a lot more to get that full glass serving size if you wanted to. All right, well, I'm a bold guy. I don't really care if there's some chunks in there with chocolate, but as you can see, it's reconstituted back into a liquid form for chocolate milkshake. So let's give it a taste test and actually see how this compares. And I will be honest about this. Let's give it a taste test. All right, after the taste test for testing this reconstituted milkshake, I'd say this particular liquid now that's reconstituted, it tastes more like a protein shake, a little bit more of a liquid-based one. So if I was trying to make this exactly the same as the fresh, I'd start experimenting with making things that are a little bit thicker in the recipe. So maybe it's adding a more fat-based type ice cream. Maybe it's adding more ice cream to the recipe than we did with just the 3 scoops. You also might want to try actually adding as a serving size to make sure there's more cubes in here than what we put in there, which was just 1 original full glass. This overall recipe, I'm gonna rate for the freeze-dried snack bites, I'm gonna rate this probably in the 8 to 9 level, because I really think that you could sell this as a freeze-dried standalone snack product, just like you would with freeze-dried ice cream and things like that. I think this could really sell. It really attaches itself well to keeping within the mold shape, so you could explore different shapes with this, different thickness. If you're really liking what you're seeing here in this recipe, give this video a thumbs up. I'd love to have a gauge of what you think of this, and also in the comments, let me know if you've tried this before and what your flavor ice cream is and what you'd like to try. And as far as a rating for the Reconstitution, I'd say this was very subpar. I didn't really like how this came out as is. And if I was gonna try it again, I think there's a lot more time that I need to spend really fine tuning the reconstituted recipe. So for the recipe, I'm gonna give this probably a 5 because it really didn't turn out the way I wanted to in terms of thickness. It still tasted good, but not as well as the 9 rating that I'm giving the freeze-dried actual milkshake snack bites. Now don't go anywhere, because I've got another recipe for you to take a look at in how to freeze-dry guacamole. And I think you're gonna be impressed and surprised at what the results was with the regular freeze-dried snackable application, as well as the application with Reconstitution. So check out that video coming up next. I'll see you there.